guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Paula, and on this platform we discuss about designer, fashion, luxury and lifestyle, but in a more practical and sensible way every Monday and Thursday. There has been a super fascinating tag going around on YouTube, which is about, is the Hermès Birkin a status symbol? The tag was originally created by Yoda and Andre. I will link both of their videos in the description box below. Quite many YouTubers have already filmed their thought process regarding this, and I felt that has been like super interesting. And I was semi-tagged by Mary from Lumi Level Up. So I'm gonna grab this because there is so much to talk about, like handbags and all of that, but this is more like a broader discussion on, I would even go with like how society is viewing luxury designer fashion, or is it, and does a handbag have something to do with status? I feel that this is like super interesting way to approach the world of luxury. I'm sorry, the sun is like so bright, so if I'm just like squinting or my face is with very strange colorings, it is because of the sun. Yay, finally sunshine, but it's very bright today, so it might look a bit strange. Hopefully it's not too distracting, because I love filming in natural light, but sometimes it can do what it wants. So to answer the question in a very short format, is Hermès Birkin a status symbol? In my opinion,
it's not.
Roll credits, end video. Or maybe I try to elaborate a bit on my own thought process. So I started to think about this, that it is the year 2022. I don't really think that having a Birkin bag alone is a status symbol, because buying luxury goods in general, it has become more and more common in different income groups, let's put it like that. And this is also something that I 100% agreed with Dale on Dale's Addiction, where she was also kind of reflecting the fact that today, currently, middle class / upper middle class are also buying luxury goods nowadays. Let's say people with average income are able to buy luxury items, are able to buy Hermès bags. And that is because people's priorities have probably shifted within the last years and decades. Now it is more okay to spend also on yourself. But the bigger part is that the kind of average salaried people, they just have more money to spend in general. And that's the direction the economics have gone. And that's kind of the end result, that buying luxury goods is no longer the privilege of a very small group. And this is like comparing the situation, let's say 30 years ago, where any kind of luxury designer handbag would have been seen as somewhat of a status symbol. That's just my opinion. Like carrying a Chanel bag in the 80s or 90s, it was a very specific group of people who at that time did shop in the luxury boutiques. Obviously, I am now being very generic. So of course there are individuals, there has always been, but looking at the bigger picture, decades ago, it might have been somewhat of an indication of a status. But like in 2022, just carrying an Hermès bag alone doesn't really tell much, in my opinion. Today, Birkins, as well as any other Hermès bags, as well as all other luxury designer bags, can be bought pre-owned. And when you see someone carrying a Birkin, there is no way that you can tell, has that person got it from a boutique or have they gone through the pre-owned route? Not going too deeply into the Hermès hype and the marketing scheme that they have been able to create around their handbags. And with that their bags are not available for anyone actually purchasing them. So the hype that they created, it is still there, but nowadays it is very much possible to just buy a bag from the pre-owned market, which in my eyes makes the hype around Hermès bags from the boutique, it's not as strong as it used to be. So basically, if there is someone who wants that bag, it's quite certain that they can get it without playing the game or being from the right class. I don't want to use that word because I don't really believe in that, but like maybe you got the idea that the bags are there for anyone to purchase who has that type of money, and not so much that Hermès would be able to pick who they sell their bag to. And if Hermès sees their bags as a status symbol, that's also a completely different discussion. But that kind of leads me to the second big thing about this discussion, that in 2022, what is status anyway? Obviously, it is a social construct which can evolve while times evolve as well. But if we think of the past, like decades ago, something like status actually meant so much more than what it means in 2022. And obviously, I am looking at this whole phenomenon from the point of view of a Western country located in the Northern Europe, where basically people are somewhat tried to be put on the same level. We have completely free public healthcare for everyone. We have free education from like university level. So anyone from any type of economical situation can go to the university, study for them a degree and start building a career that might lead to that type of income that you could afford to put Birkin money on a handbag. So that's my point of view, coming from a place where at least the idea is that everyone could have a chance to build a career and all of that. That is not so black and white, and this video is not about the kind of Northern European countries' efforts to try to get everyone on an equal playing field, because that's a very much different conversation. But that is my perspective and the viewpoint of the country where I live and how I kind of see things as money and wealth and all of that in general. So in my eyes, status in 22, it's not really that big of a concept anymore than it used to be. And then if I am thinking of myself, how I view this status, social status construction in general. If I see someone walking on the street carrying an Hermès Birkin, I don't really think that that person has made it in their life. I don't think that that person has some type of better status or more power in the society than what I have. I don't know how you guys feel if you see someone carrying a Birkin bag. Do you feel that they have somehow made it or succeeded in their life in like a bigger picture? Or how is it for you? And then looking at it the other way around, if I would be able to buy a Birkin, or if I would already have a Birkin, would I feel superior to others? And as status, it truly is a social system, like socially built system, if I would feel superior buying a Birkin bag, and that would be my motivation to get the bag, to kind of get higher on my social status in the society, do others see that effort as me actually being higher on the status scale? So basically, will other people start seeing me higher and more powerful when I have the bag than when I didn't have it? Or is status actually built on quite many more elements than just the Birkin bag? I think Mary from Lumi Level Up really put this well, that if someone actually would feel superior carrying a Birkin, well, they probably should try to check their values. I love this part, because like owning a handbag doesn't really make anyone a better person compared to someone else. That's also an interesting point of view, like how does this social construct work in general? Is it other people who kind of give you the status, or can you yourself impact it by, let's say, buying the bag? Will your status change in the eyes of others in that scenario? Third way to look at this status point of view, one way to look at it is that if someone actually has the ability, the money, the financial possibility to put that type of money on a Birkin bag from the boutique, and potentially a lot more if they are on this Hermès journey, which we are not gonna touch on this video either, that it would kind of give an impression that they actually would be very financially wealthy, and in that way have a higher status because they can afford to put that type of money on a very expensive handbag. That would kind of mean that they must have a position in the society, a higher status, that they're able to do that. But yet again, today it is super easy to buy things on credit, and like looking at someone from the outside, you cannot know if they have purchased it with an income or a credit. And at least here in where I live, there are banks and different companies who do offer basically loan, let's say up to 50k euros or something, like very, very high amounts of loan without checking your credit background at all. So in that way, like someone who is not already wealthy, who doesn't necessarily have the financial power based on income or like any type of other financial security, possession, wealth, that there actually are ways to get access to that type of like Birkin money without actually having the money. So people do actually have many different ways to get access to Birkin money without actually having the financial wealth behind it. And now if we go back to the kind of social construct of status, with the society see someone buying an expensive handbag or whatever, expensive luxury item on credit, is that connected to elevated status? Is that how it works? Because you can't really know how they bought it. So how is that? So as this has been like a very chatty video, hopefully you have been able to follow up. I thought I would have some kind of red thread in here. I did plan in advance, but hopefully it also made sense now that I've kind of spoken it out loud. But as a summary of my opinion regarding is an Hermès Birkin a status symbol, I believe that one handbag does not create a position of status, but it is actually built on many things. So an Hermès Birkin alone doesn't really give you kind of reflect status. And at the same time, shopping a certain handbag doesn't really give you power over others, in my opinion at least. But yet again, I don't really see status anymore that much. I don't really put that much like emphasis on like status in the society, and especially a handbag, part of that, like status and being powerful and having like a possibility to impact many things in the society. I don't think a Birkin is really a symbol for that. But at the same time, if someone else feels that Birkin is a big achievement status-wise, that's okay. Like, it's not really nothing away from me, as long as they don't act like they are better than anyone else. Then I guess it's totally fine if they somewhat feel that their status is elevated. But hopefully I'm not repeating myself here. I feel everyone, each to their own. We can all have different viewpoints of this one, and I mean, obviously I don't have a Birkin or a Kelly or any Hermès bags of that matter, and you can take my opinion from that point of view as well, that what does she know? She doesn't even have one. So it's not that serious. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye.